Divisions of the Abhishamaya. Translated by Edward Conze. University of California Press, Berkeley, Los Angeles, London. Translation of the Sutra. Chapter 49, Irreversibility. The community of irreversible bodhisattvas. The mark of irreversibility on the level of the aids to penetration. Subhoti. What, O Lord, are the attributes, tokens and signs of an irreversible bodhisattva, great being, and how can we know that this particular bodhisattva, great being, is irreversible? The Lord. Here. Subhoti. What has been called the level of the common people, the level of the disciples, the level of the pratyekabuddhas, and the level of the tathagatas, they are all in suchness without modification, indiscriminate, not two nor divided. Just as suchness is indiscriminate, so he does not discriminate. Thus he enters into suchness without discrimination. When he has thus entered on it, and has heard of suchness just as it is, then he does not doubt. And he does not take that suchness as single or double. He does not prattle away about everything that comes into his head. He only speaks when it is profitable to others, and not when it is not profitable. He does not look down on what others have or have not done. He becomes one who seeks to speak well. Endowed with these attributes, tokens, and signs, a bodhisattva should be known as irreversible. Subhoti. Through which attributes, tokens, and signs should a bodhisattva be known as irreversible? The Lord. But all dharmas are without attributes, tokens, and signs. Subhoti. If all dharmas are without attributes, tokens, and signs, from which dharmas must a bodhisattva have turned away in order to be pointed out as irreversible? A. Heat. The turning away from form. The Lord. That bodhisattva has turned away from form and the other skandhas. A bodhisattva should be known as irreversible if he has turned away from the 6 perfections, the various kinds of emptiness, the applications of mindfulness, to the 18 special Buddha Dharmas, from the level of the disciples and pratyekabuddhas. 2. From enlightenment. Such a bodhisattva should be known as irreversible. And why? Because form, to enlightenment, has no own being in which the bodhisattva could find support. The extinction of doubt. Furthermore, a bodhisattva does not pander to sramanas and brahmins of other schools, telling them that they know what is worth knowing, that they see what is worth seeing. It is quite impossible that they should be able to form a conception of what is the right view. He does not undergo doubt, does not fall into the contagion of mere rule and ritual or into false views, nor does he need to wipe away any occasion for remorse due to sin. He pays no homage to strange gods, offers them no flowers, garlands, perfumes. He does not think that he should give to them, or pay homage to them. Endowed with these attributes. The extinction of the 8 kinds of inauspicious rebirth. Moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva is no more reborn in the hells, too, in the 8 kinds of inauspicious places of rebirth. Nor does he ever again become a woman. Oneself established in wholesome dharmas, one enjoins them on others also. Moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva undertakes to observe the 10 wholesome ways action. He himself abstains from taking life, and also others he establishes in the abstention from taking life. He praises the abstention from taking life, and also those others who abstain from taking life. One acquiescent. And so for the abstention from taking what is not given, sexual misconduct, intoxicants as tending to cloud the mind, lying speech, malicious speech, indistinct prattling, covetousness, ill will and wrong views. Endowed with these attributes, moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva even in his dreams commits no offense against the 10 wholesome ways of acting, how much less when he is awake. Endowed with these attributes, the rewards for giving are turned over to all beings. Moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva, when he proceeds in the perfection of giving, too, in the perfection of wisdom, gives gifts for the sake of all beings, too, develops wisdom for the sake of all beings. Endowed with these attributes, moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva studies Dharma, the discourses with prose and verse mingled, predictions, too, tales and expositions, out of concern for the welfare of all beings. And when he gives the gift of Dharma, he thinks to himself, may the intentions of all beings be fulfilled by this gift of Dharma. Having made that gift of Dharma common to all beings, he dedicates it to the supreme enlightenment. Endowed with these attributes, no hesitation with regard to deep dharmas. Moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva has no hesitation or doubt with regard to deep dharmas. Subhoti. For what reason has the irreversible bodhisattva no hesitation, perplexity, or doubt with regard to deep dharmas? The Lord. The irreversible bodhisattva does not review any dharma from form to enlightenment, with regard to which he could have hesitation, perplexity, or doubt. Friendly deeds of body, voice, and mind. Moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva is endowed with gentle deeds of body and his thoughts are free from hostility for all beings. Endowed with these attributes, moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva is constantly and always endowed with friendly deeds of body, speech, and mind. Endowed with these attributes, one does not meet with the 5 hindrances. Moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva does not meet with the 5 hindrances, with sensuous desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, excitedness and sense of guilt, or doubt. Endowed with these attributes, loss of all latent tendencies to ignorance. Moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva does not have in any way whatsoever the latent biases towards evil. Endowed with these attributes, mindfulness and self-possession. Moreover, whether the irreversible bodhisattva goes out or comes back, his mind does not wander, but his mindfulness is fixed before him. Mindfully he comes, goes, walks about, stands, sits and lies down. When he lifts up or puts down his foot on the ground, he knows what he does. Endowed with these attributes, cleanliness of the robe he wears. Moreover, the robe of the irreversible bodhisattva is free from lice, his habits are clean, he is salubrious, smells clean and his afflictions are few. Endowed with these attributes, b. Summits. The 80,000 families of worms cannot arise in his body. Moreover, the 80,000 families of worms which men have in their bodies and which eat their bodies, they do not exist at all in the body of the irreversible bodhisattva. And why? Because his wholesome roots have lifted him above all the world and are the most excellent in all the world. For that reason that bodhisattva does not have these 80 families of worms in his body. And as those wholesome roots of his go on increasing, to that extent he acquires in due course the perfect purity of body, speech, and thought. Endowed with these attributes, no crookedness in his heart. Subhoti. How does the bodhisattva's perfect purity of body, speech, and thought take place? The Lord. As those wholesome roots of his go on increasing, to that extent the craftiness of his body, thought, and speech, the crookedness of his body, thought, and speech are being purified by these wholesome roots. By way of his body he courses well in 3 ways, by way of his speech in 4 ways, by way of his mind in 3 ways. This is the bodhisattva's perfect purity of body, speech, and thought. And through that perfect purity of body, speech, and thought he transcends the level of the disciples and pratyekabuddhas, and he does not realize the reality limit. Endowed with these attributes, he takes upon himself the 12 ascetic practices. Moreover, the irreversible bodhisattva is not one to attach weight to gain, honor, and fame, to. He does not attach weight to the triple robe. And he takes upon himself the 12 ascetic practices. Endowed with these attributes, non-production in his mind of states which are hostile to the perfections, such as meanness. Moreover, in the irreversible bodhisattva no thought of meanness arises, nor of immorality, anger, sloth, unconcentratedness, or stupidity. Nor does a thought of envy arise in him. Endowed with these attributes, moving towards a junction with the perfection of wisdom which is not in conflict with the true nature of dharmas.